So, what happens when you take one of the oldest marketing channels out there, good old fashioned direct mail, and you smash it together with one of the newest technologies? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly that, the fusion of mailers and AI voice agents. This is a combo that's really set to shake up performance marketing in 2025. Let's see what the data has to say. This quote right here, it just nails it. It perfectly captures the massive shift we're seeing. Look, this isn't about some clunky robot answering the phone. This is a total rethink of what customer interaction can be. It's about delivering that personal, responsive experience, but with the kind of scale and reliability that, honestly, only AI can really offer. Okay, so this is the most crucial point to get. We've got to understand the huge leap from simple automation to true autonomy. Over on the left, you've got the old school stuff. Robotic, totally scripted. Think of any frustrating press one for sales system. But on the right, that's conversational autonomy. This isn't a script. It's an agent that actually engages, orchestrates a real conversation, and responds on the fly. We are talking about two completely different leagues of technology here. Now let's talk about direct mail for a second. For decades, it's been this amazing high-trust channel, right? People actually pay attention to what lands in their mailbox. But its biggest weakness, its Achilles heel, has always been what we call the friction gap. That really awkward, painful delay between a customer getting excited about your offer and them actually getting to speak to a real person. And this is the big question, isn't it? What happens when you can instantly connect that super interested customer to a perfect, intelligent, 24/7 concierge the very second they decide to pick up the phone? Well, let me tell you, the impact is way bigger than you might think. So let's get to the good stuff. Let's look at the numbers. We're going to put a traditional direct mail campaign head-to-head with one that's been supercharged by an AI voice agent. And trust me, the difference in performance is, well, it's pretty stark. Okay, wow. The numbers on this table are just pretty incredible. First off, just look at response capture. That's how many people actually engage with you. That jumps by over 160%. Next, your cost per lead, it just plummets by about 60%, mostly because you're not paying for this massive call center overhead. And here's the real kicker, the bottom line. The final conversion rate just explodes by up to 250%. I mean, these are not small tweaks. This is a fundamental change in how this channel performs. So how is a lift like this even possible? How does this work? It all boils down to one critical factor that every modern marketer is obsessed with: speed to lead. This one slide, this one number, it says it all. Study after study shows that if you can respond to a new lead within the first minute, you can increase your conversions by nearly 400%. Not 40, 400. AI voice agents don't just cut down on hold time. They make it totally obsolete. They capture that absolute peak moment of customer interest, instantly. And a huge part of this lift comes from capturing leads that before were just gone. About a third of your potential customers are calling after 5 p.m. or on the weekends. In the old model, that call goes to voicemail, and poof, the opportunity just vanishes. But an AI agent, it's always on, 24/7, ready to capture and qualify every single one. That alone is a massive, instant boost to your entire pipeline. Okay, so the data is super compelling, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's break down how real businesses are using this technology right now. Let's start with a classic, high-volume industry for direct mail, home services. Think solar installation, roofing, that kind of thing. These guys send out thousands of mailers and absolutely rely on phone calls to build their business. And this is the new hyper-efficient workflow. A customer gets the mailer, they call this special AI concierge number. The AI instantly handles like 80% of the boring routine questions. Do you own your home? What's your average utility bill? All that stuff. And only when that lead is fully qualified and ready to go does it get seamlessly handed off to a human closer. And the results? A 27% jump in actual sales win rates, a 33% lower cost for every single lead, and maybe the most important part, your expensive, highly skilled human sales team now spends nearly all their time doing what they do best, closing warm, pre-qualified leads. No more time wasted sifting through bad inquiry. But hey, this isn't just for home services. Let's look at a totally different industry, healthcare, specifically telemedicine, where getting that communication right and right away is absolutely critical. So, before AI, this provider was only able to handle about 5% of their calls with a clunky old system. Look at that massive gray area. 65% of their calls were effectively just
lost. By putting an AI voice agent at the front, they immediately jumped to handling 30% of all their inquiries, and wait times just disappeared completely.
So you're probably asking yourself, why is this blowing up right now? I mean, voice bots have been around for years, right? The answer is that the technology has finally crossed this critical Turing threshold for conversation. The single biggest reason is latency. Just a year or two ago, you had that awkward, painful 2 to 3 second delay that just screamed you're talking to a machine. Today, that latency is below 800 milliseconds. That's faster than a lot of human-to-human conversations. That delay is just gone. And for the first time, it makes the interaction feel completely natural and fluid. But it's not just about speed. There are two other game changers that make this all possible. First, deep CRM integration. This means the AI knows who's calling. It can greet John by name and talk about the exact property address from his mailer, which feels incredibly personal. And second is omni-channel follow-up. The second the call ends, bam, the AI automatically sends a text with a link to book a meeting. You've created this perfect little experience: mail, voice, and then SMS. Okay, so let's wrap this all up by looking at what this really means for you strategically, because this isn't just some new, shiny tool. This is a whole new playbook for marketing. The advantages are just fundamental. You get 0 dropped leads. Every single person who calls gets a perfect immediate answer. You get infinite scalability. You can handle a sudden flood of 5,000 calls and your system won't even break a sweat. And you get perfect data. Every single conversation is transcribed and analyzed, giving you these incredible insights to make your next campaign even better. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. We've spent this time talking about improving just one marketing channel. But what happens when you start with the basic assumption that 100% of your calls will be answered instantly and handled perfectly? What other parts of your business could be totally transformed by that? The possibilities are pretty profound.